How we doing out there? Welcome to Rules to the Game. I'm your host, Sigma Lenny. And what we're going to talk about right now is how to move people without words. How can we get people to do what we need to get done without saying a word? That is serious game. What I'm getting ready to disclose to you guys, it can seem rather vindictive. It can seem rather sinister. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think a lot of you guys are actually going to use some of this. But I do promise you, at some point, you're gonna reflect on this and you're gonna say, you know what? Sigma Lenny said to do so. So let's talk about it. How do we get people to move without saying a word? Why is this so important? There comes a time in your life as a man when you get into a relationship and you're going to find yourself constantly arguing and constantly telling that woman how you feel or what you need to get done. And unfortunately, what happens is a lot of guys end up in a scenario where the woman doesn't care. She will basically listen to your every word and continue to repeat the same offenses when you already told her you don't like what she's doing. Also, a lot of the time when you need her to go and do something for you, she'll simply ignore. Now, the reason why a lot of women become content with the fact of not listening to you or being non-responsive is they've realized that you guys basically been together for quite some time, and she has kind of learned you. She knows how to push your buttons, and she knows what your tolerance level is. And it can be rather cumbersome to you because you will be in a situation where you're trying to figure out, why doesn't she respond to what I need to get done? So, with that being said, let me give you some rules to the game, okay? What you want to do when it comes to a woman being non-responsive, what you're going to have to do is create spectacles, and this is one of the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. It says create spectacles, right? And basically what you're doing is you're orchestrating scenarios where she have to comply without you saying anything. Now, I'm not talking about abuse. No, we're not. I don't promote that at all. But what I do promote is being a man. And it's funny, a lot of older gentlemen use this tactic for many years without simply knowing that they're actually doing this. So you say, well, what is it? What it is creating situations where the woman has to comply. For an example, let's say, let me give a simple example. Let's say you're the breadwinner. You go out, you work, you bring home the bacon. But every time you come home, the house is not clean, it's dirty, and you're like, well, she's a stay-at-home lady, you know, whether it be wife, fiance, girlfriend. And, you know, she's not doing anything during the day, so I don't understand why the house is not kept up to par, right? So instead of a scenario where you keep arguing with her and saying, hey, I work, you know, I shouldn't have to come home and be, you know, while I'm dead tired slaving this job, and you don't do anything at home to basically keep up the maintenance on the home. The only thing that's going to do is basically lead you to ever-ending argument until she continues to not do so. So what you have to do is create a situation. So what you're going to do is be either messy with her, but messy in a way where it creates a scenario or a situation that she has to get up and clean. Okay? For instance, women love to shower. Women love to pamper themselves, right? So what you could do is simply go into that shower. When you take yours, you know, you taking your shower, you're getting ready for work, you go ahead and leave all your clothes on the floor. Simple as that. You leave your clothes on the floor. You leave some clothes all around the around the tub. You leave clothes on the top of the sink, and you leave all of your cosmetics or whatever all over the sink, all over the dresser, whatever, right? Depending on, you know, how your home is set up. What that's going to do, and I've talked to several ladies about this situation, and you know, with their men, and they hate it, and they clean up, and what they end up doing is they argue with their man. Now, they argue with their men, but guess what? It still got done. She cleaned. You created a scenario for her to be able to go ahead and do what you needed to get done without saying a word. For instance, and this is very sinister. For instance, let's say your electric bill, and her usage is way higher than yours, and you're like, you know, hey, you keep telling her, hey, you know, we gotta cut the lights off, and you know, we gotta do all these things to basically save on the bill. She doesn't want to comply. So the things that she used, hide them. Hide her blow dryer, hide her you know, they use this light. It's a connection mirror where it got a light around it, a glow. Hide that as well. Hide all of the materials that's causing energy consumption. And eventually, when she's looking all over the house and you say, oh, I have no idea, right? During that time, when she does find it, she's going to get the idea. See, women are not as dumb as we think, okay? They're gonna get the hint that, you know, yeah, let me stop being so, energy monster, right? And without you saying a word, she was able to go ahead and do what you needed to get done. Another scenario can be, let's say if, she's using, you give her a credit card, and a lot of men do this. What we typically do is, the lady or the queen of our home, we'll give her a card to use, mainly for stay-at-home women. We give her a card to use, and she can use that to be able to separate on expenses. Whether she needs to go out or whatever. But you're looking at the monthly statements, and you notice that there's an influx of her usage. And you bring it to her attention every month or whenever your billing cycle is. And for some reason, she doesn't want to comply. She just becomes combative, argumentative, and you're like, well, I thought we were in this together, right? So she keeps on repeating the same offense. You have some options. The option that I advise you is you can call the credit card company and you can put a cap on it. You can put a cap on it, and eventually when she goes to use that card, it will decline. And eventually she'll get tired of the embarrassment in the lines while using that card, trying to cash out something, and she simply can't. Eventually she will get the point without you saying a word. There's other scenarios as well. For instance, if, let's say you guys are sharing a vehicle, which I advise against, get your own. But that's not for everybody's situation is designed differently. So for the couples that are sharing a vehicle, and every time she uses it and she brings it back to you, it is on empty. I don't know why women don't want to fill the tank up, but it is what it is. So if she keeps doing such an offense, that puts you in a scenario where when it's time for you to go to work or run some errands, you simply can't do so. That is a game she's playing on you to get you to fill it up so she can go ahead and be the consumption monster, right? So what you can do is you say, you know what? I'm not going to go anywhere today. You don't have to tell her. You can simply just not go anywhere. That's one option. And when it's time for her to use the vehicle, she has to go and fill it up. Or you can go somewhere, put about maybe, I don't know, whatever your miles to a gallon is, put $2 in there just to get you your errands or whatever you need to go, and bring that joker back on empty. So when it's time for her to go to work or go to run any errands, she simply has to go and either fill it up or call AAA, whichever one is greater, right? She will eventually get the point that, let me bring this joker back to this guy at least a half a tank. Okay? Another scenario is, let's say it seems as if she wants you to always stay home, right? you want to hang out with the boys, you want to go and hang with the fellas, and whether it be you guys going to a sports bar, Hooters, a game, boys night out, whatever. Women are clingy, okay? They are clingy to their partners. So what you want to do, instead of bickering and fighting about the situation, say, you know what? I'll turn the tables. Become clingy as well. Become so clingy that it appears that you really don't have any outside activities. You don't have no friends. You don't have no one but her. So what you can do is, when she says, hey, once you go and hang out with the fellas, once you call, Joe Schmo up, be like, no, I'm not really feeling that. I want to be with you. I want to hang out with you today. Let's go to whatever, right? Let's go to a bar. Let's go to a game. Let's go to just make up something. Go to an arcade. There's arcades almost in every state, your local mall or whatever. And just constantly go there, or go and walk in the park. Walk in the park. In the park, you doing all the lovey-dovey stuff in the book. And you do that every day for a whole entire month. I'm telling you, women, even though they are clingy, remember what I'm telling you. This is rules to the game. Women are naturally clingy to their partners, but with an exception. They like to also have their independence when they need to do so, when they need to use it. So if you're causing a shift in her routine activities, you are causing a disruption. And what that does is it puts her in a position of reacting. And her reaction is she's going to basically push you out of the house. So going forward from there, you'll be able to go and hang with the fellas, go out whenever you need to, without any argument, debate, whatever. Okay? The reason I'm telling you guys in this particular series how to move people without words, especially in relationships, is simply because we have to understand something. And this is real. As a man, your words, if poorly chosen, can get you in a lot of trouble. This has happened to men all over the world, especially in the United States. For instance, let's talk about domestic violence. That is a huge thing in the United States. And like I said earlier in this video, I do not promote abuse. Okay? What I'm doing is consulting you guys to avoid putting yourself in the position. See, people don't understand something. They're like, oh, he wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that. You don't know what people are going to do. One of my greatest sayings is never set expectations on anyone, because you simply don't know who or what put in a situation of desperation or whatever, how they're going to react, how they're going to respond. Everybody has a different boiling point. Some people tolerance level is higher than others. And that doesn't mean that even people with higher tolerance levels don't commit offenses. So my job is to keep you guys out of trouble, out of harm's way. Because with this rules to the game, guys, I really want to arm you guys with tools that you have at your disposal without getting yourself into any unwarranted predicament. Okay? I want you to avoid the child support situations. I want you to avoid the domestic violence disputes. I want you to avoid basically any kind of law enforcement situation ever. Now, granted, there's going to be some circumstances where a female may attack you. Okay? You know, in that scenario, I say, if you can, try to get yourself out of that house, separate yourself. And this is why I say, when it comes to situations where you notice that your words aren't working, you just do it with courses of action, but not action whereas you physically touch this woman. Okay, that's in a harmful way, I should say. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and conclude this, guys. Much peace and blessings, and you know, I definitely want to bless you guys with so much information to basically, like I said, arm you guys so you don't have to be put in harm's way. This is Rules to the Game. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.